Welcome to another edition of the FlexJournal Solutions how-to videos. Today we're going to be going over the internal setting on financial documents in the document view settings. The background for this functionality came with, there are some times when you want to print out a financial document where you want to hide what items that are what are called line muted. So in this example, we created a package built off of suggestions called linear foot of 18-foot tall black pipe and drape that we're renting for $10, 100 linear feet for $1,000. This item has contents and it comes with 31 pieces of tall drape, 12 crossbars, 12 heavy-duty bases, and 12 uprights. And when we generate the paperwork for the client, the setting in our system right now is to auto line mute these contents. And this works really perfect for clients that you don't want to show all the parts and pieces of the package, just give them a simple summary of the concept that you're selling them. There might be times when you need to print out this same document, but you don't want to unline mute everything to get out all the parts and pieces. So the example is, if I've got to print out something for internal people to give to them, I want to be able to print something that shows everything even though it's line muted. So let's go over to the configuration of this and we'll go over some of the background. So if you go to Projects, Project Elements, and we're going to go and be working in our quote element, which is a financial document definition here on the right hand side. The first setting that we'll just review is under the accounting options, there's a setting called line mute contents, and this is set to yes. And so what it's saying is anything that is a child of another line item by default gets its line mute checkbox by default. The second setting that we'll go to is under document views. We'll compare two different views. One is called working view and one is called warehouse view. So the difference between these two right now is the working view tends to be very similar to what we want the end client to see. And with this line muted, and if we printed this out, we would expect to see just the top parent line item. We also created a warehouse view that we modified slightly. It only has quantity, description, pickup dates, return dates, extended weight, and total weight. And the concept here is we would like to print out all these parts and pieces so our people on site might see everything that is going to be provided for them along with the concept that they're building. So if we go to warehouse view, you'll see it is set to internal use only yes. Where if we look at the working view, internal use only is set to no. Then the final setting is depends on what report you are running. So as an example, in this system, we have the default print format to use a custom summary, a custom report, and some default terms and conditions. Well, those bypass all of the document view settings. So we would just print out these reports using the line mute settings as they are configured. So if we need to print out some internal reports, you'd want to make sure that the default financial document is set to yes in the instance level report. So we could just print that report a la carte as needed. And then we would hit update. So depending which tab you have open, if you hit the default financial document, it'll print this view as it's configured. So with working view selected and we hit default financial document, It'll print that view with the header columns as they are configured and the single line item with the contents line view. I mean, we're only seeing one single line item here. If we take and change the view to that warehouse view that had the setting set to internal use only set to yes, and we print that same report, default financial document, it's going to take the way this view is laid out and export that out to a PDF, except it will ignore the line mute settings because it's for internal use. It can print both the parent item and all the contents. So if you're looking to print out some paperwork for your employees, I would take something similar to the warehouse view and either copy it or take the warehouse view and possibly modify it however you want to include the specific headers and detail block and set its internal use to yes. And if you're using the default as the default financial document as your default report, then you would just select the tab and hit generate PDF. If you're using custom reports, then make sure that you enable the default financial document in the instance level report. With that, just select whichever view you want and print either the generate PDF if the default financial document is already configured for that, or print default financial documents. If you have any questions, please contact support@flexrentalsolutions.com. Thanks.